Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Parado Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the show. We have a great lineup of guests here today on WYSL, starting with my first guest, Mike Matteo, president and CEO of the Village at Unity. Welcome, Mike.
Hello, Sarah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just great. It's a busy time of year in the best of senses, and we're doing lots of good stuff at the Chamber, but I know you're doing lots of great stuff at the Village at Unity. Talk to us about all the great things you've got going on.
Oh, we are. We just had a really great fundraiser for a local high school's cheerleading team. They came in, and they're going to come back and be with us, and I'll tell you about why in a second, because one of the things that we find out, and this happens to me too, is that once it starts to get cold out or kind of cruddy out, you kind of slow down and you don't get enough movement going on. And so our kick is get up and get moving a little bit. Mm-hmm. We may have talked about in the past, our February fitness frenzy down here that we're getting ready for. Believe it or not, right now in the middle of Christmas season and holiday season, we're revving up for our fitness frenzy, which is just a way to get moving for staff and families and residents, and they keep going by doing different events throughout the whole month of February. We raised money for a charity. Last year we raised, I think, $3,500 for Ronald McDonald House.
Wow.
All doing this just by counting your minutes and counting your steps. But that's not enough for us. We want to do a little bit more. You know us. We always want to do a little bit more.
I know.
So my amazing programs team has put together some programs for our residents. They're off the charts. Would you believe that right now we have tap dance classes?
Oh, my goodness. Tap dance classes. I love it.
Coming spring, we're getting into line dancing classes.
Wow.
We're going to use those in our summer concert series when folks are doing the hustle when we bring back disco night. We're also, this is even great. We're doing Wii bowling, and that's almost become standard in senior communities. There's
really?
Some kind of Wii bowling. Yeah, it's great. In fact, we compete on a national level and have won several national championships for Wii bowling teams. Yeah, it's awesome. But we're going to take it one more step, and we're going to do Wii boxing.
And so Wii, is that what you're saying? Wii bowling, Wii boxing?
Wii, the Sony game Wii, yeah. There's a game called Wii. It's a video game.
Got it.
And it's WII, and it was built for kids 25 years ago. Yeah. And people all got excited about it. But then we found that seniors can bowl or golf using these games. Well, we're going to bring it now into boxing. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have shadow boxing classes using Wii, and eventually move into heavy bags and speed bags. Wow. Because it is up and getting moving. And we'll open this to our residents and to our staff and to our families to come in and just have a little fun, work out a little stress, get a little movement going, and continue on. The last one we've got is we've started a cheerleading team. Oh, this is amazing. We have this great employee. She just started with us last summer. Her name is Kylie, and she has a cheerleading background. And she said, geez, I'd love to teach people how to cheer. So don't get me wrong here. We're not tumbling and throwing people in the air.
I was starting to wonder, actually.
But
that's great.
Don't count us out. But, we've got people learning cheers, which is why we wanted to open up. So one of the local high schools came in, did a fundraiser, and then they're going to come back and cheer with our residents.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah.
But it's all about getting moving and keeping active. And I know too. I mean, I live down a long ways away from Greece, and by the time you get home, you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to sit down and get something to eat, and you have to kind of force yourself to get up and just take that 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
Take that few minutes to just walk around and maybe do a little housework or something like that just gets you moving a little bit, especially during these winter months when things start to slow down. We know that we know that dementia is brought on by the lack of blood flow in some cases, and the lack of blood flow is directly connected with a sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
So get moving.
Get moving. And that's great advice for any of us at any age. And it's becoming quite clear, and the more research we do, the clearer it becomes that it doesn't have to be, crazy ambitious, over-the-top exercise, but a little bit of consistent exercise on a very, regular basis.
And just
moving.
I look forward to walking my dog every day.
Yeah,
it is. We get up in the morning and the dog's ready to walk, and he's good for 20 minutes. So you got 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the afternoon, and he's all set now. I'm all set now, and it gets to the point where I don't even need coffee in the morning. I still drink a lot of it, but your adrenaline's already moving, your blood's already moving, and you're going, all right, I'm awake. Yep. This is great.
Yeah,
so get out and get moving.
How is your puppy dog doing, by the way?
Oh, Loki's fantastic. He's almost 4 years old. He comes and sees me here at work every once in a while. He has a great kennel that he goes to out here on the west side. He was just traveling recently in Canada. He leads
an exciting life.
He does. We went to Niagara. My wife Louise and I went to Niagara on the lake the weekend of Thanksgiving, and they're very dog friendly. So he came with us, and he's got his dog passport and went across the border and enjoyed some Canadian hospitality and a discount on dog bones and came back.
Are you being facetious? Is there such a thing as a dog passport?
Well, I am being facetious. All he needed was his rabies vaccine.
Okay.
But, we call it his doggy passport, and I put it in a little folder for him, and the guy at the border looks at me like, kind of cocks an eyebrow and says, well, he's a people, too. It was a nice laugh and a moment of levity, when you're crossing the border into Canada.
Absolutely, yeah.
And all right, let him in.
Yeah, and more importantly, how nice that he comes to visit not just you, but the residents at the village at Unity, right?
Oh, he does. It's not often, but every once in a while, if I've got a late night or something going on, I'll pick him up from daycare, and he'll come in and spend a little bit of time, and people come to the office to see him and pet him, and he's like a celebrity.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he could tap dance, but I bet he could line dance.
He could line dance. He's done that. He's pretty good with that. He's got a good beat, good rhythm. Tap was a little harder because he's not really a tail wagger.
Oh dear. Oh.
Well, his breed is not really that. He's not a lab. He's not keeping time with his tail, but he does have a nice singing voice. So dog.
So that's funny. So Mike, for folks who are either just joining us or who haven't listened in the past and may not know about the Village at Unity, tell us a little bit. Just go back and tell us a touch about the Village and how it works. What's the age of the population that you serve, and what exactly? Sure. How is the Village structured?
Well, I am so proud to lead the team here at the Village at Unity. It's the largest senior living community in the greater Rochester area. We have 3 levels of care: independent living, assisted living, and memory care, all within one set of buildings. And so folks can get to each level by not even having to go outside. We're on 12 acres of land on the Unity Hospital campus, just north of the hospital on Long Pond Road. As if you're going down Long Pond, you see those big ponds. We're that beautiful building behind the big ponds. We've been here 34 years this coming May.
Wow,
so we're one of the oldest communities in the area. And I'm going to tell you that the folks that work here, it's not work anymore. It stopped being work a long time ago. This is a calling. This is what we do, and we can't imagine doing anything else. My leadership team hasn't turned over in 20 years. And we just love it here. And so folks can give us a call or stop by at a tour. We have 3 amazing restaurants, 2 of which are open to the public, including Crossroads, which is right in the middle of our community. That's designed to be a neighborhood-style restaurant where you can just come in and get breakfast all day and get burgers and salads and sandwiches and specials. We do our summer concert series every summer, and this year I'm so happy to say that we were able to purchase the stage from Barnard. They wanted to sell it, so we were able to buy it. So now we can even up our presentations even more. We've got 7 solid concerts, and we're going to put 600 or 700 people on this back lawn. Our back lawn is 5 acres.
Wow.
by the way, from end to end. So we put our stage and our tent. We've got our concession team out there doing food. We've got just amazing bands. We've got the Sky Coasters that kick us off every year. Bob Greco's band is here. It's just me and the boys come in. Ruby Shoes comes in.
Oh, those are very good. Yeah, both of those are great bands. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And we hire bands that play to our audience. They learn about our community, and they include the audience in the show.
Yeah.
And it just becomes it's just amazing thing that it's something to do with your mom.
Yeah.
Rather than just coming in, people come in for the concert. They come out and grab a burger and just watch this amazing feeling of joy and community for an hour and a half on a Tuesday afternoon in the summer. That people are just letting it out and having a great time, and it is the best. It is the best feeling to see it done.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. And speaking of mom, I mean, mom might not be that old, right? How old do you have to be eligible to live at the Village at Unity?
We're a 55-plus community.
So pretty young.
Average age is about 82 right now, but we do have some centenarians aboard. The people have reached 100 years old.
Wow.
And you wouldn't know.
That's great.
Some of my 90-year-old residents, they will run circles around you, and they're the ones that dance at the concerts every single time.
So that tells you something right there. You need to dance, you need to move, and you need to feel joy and enjoy your life, right? Yeah.
And these concerts are open to the public.
That's so
cool.
cool.
We want to see folks come. We've actually invited our competition down. Come and join and have a night on us. We consider this our gift back to the Greece community. We love philanthropy, we love giving back, and it's not always money, and it's not always goods and services. It's it's expensive out there to go out and have a good night. Have a free night on us.
That's great.
Come on out and dance and just have some fun on us. So we hope to see a lot of the Greece community coming out. It's the greatest thing. The neighbors actually come across the tree line and they bring their chairs and they just walk over, and there's no charge. It's absolutely free.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, because it's not free actually to you guys. It's just free to the community, which is so very nice and generous of you guys.
Oh, correct.
Yeah,
I mean, we sell our concessions. The beer wagon is here doing beer and wine. There's an ice cream guy that comes in with an ice cream truck, and he does some business.
That's great.
And it's like setting up a town festival every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. So, Mike, there've got to be people listening who are wondering, how do I get information on what events are coming up? And maybe I would like information about the Village. Where should they go? Before I let you go, I want to make sure we let them know.
The easiest way to get there is thevillageatunity.com is our main website. You can call our sales line at 723-7440. But just look us up on the web or search Village at Unity on a Google search or whatever search engine you like to do, and we will come right up. We just won Rochester's Choice again. It's our fourth time in a row.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, it just got announced, I think, last Thursday.
That's great.
So we love it. And a plug, our sister community, the Village at Mill Landing, they won for Best Assisted Living Community.
Wow.
So we kept it in the Leisure Care family for 4 years running. Next year we're going one for the thumb. I want 5.
That's fantastic. You're doing an amazing job, you and the team at Village at Unity, and, of course, your sister organization, Village at Mill Landing. Mike Matteo, President and CEO of Village at Unity, thank you so much for being here today on Business Voice.
You are so welcome. Happy holidays, y'all. We'll talk to you later.
All right, happy holidays. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. At Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home, the focus is always on how your loved one lived. Bartolomeo and Prado has been helping families create meaningful tributes and celebrating unique lives for 3 generations. They treat your family like their own, always with the utmost compassion, warmth, and care. When you're in need, call Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 720-6000.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. And it's my great pleasure to welcome my next guest, Ken Byrd of the Victors Gymnastics. Welcome, Ken.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Ken, you're the executive director of the Victors Gymnastics?
Yes, that is correct. We're currently actually going over some new changes, and I will soon be the president and CEO of the company starting in the new year.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Congratulations. That's great and exciting news.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. That's wonderful. How long have you been with the Victors?
I've been with Victors now for 6 years. I came on board originally as sales and marketing director, and then shortly thereafter was appointed to executive director when we knew that maybe we were going to be doing some changes as far as ownership goes. And it's been a nice process, and I love the Victors, and it definitely has been my new home with my gymnastics career and background. So looking forward to kind of taking it on and keeping it in the same direction it's been going in the last 25 years.
Oh, well, you gave a lot of information in those few sentences, and I think you answered a question I was about to ask, which is how long has the Victors been around? So 25 years. That's great. That's an anniversary worth noting, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. We got the staff our new 25-year anniversary staff shirts this year, so we definitely want to make it known. We're going to do a couple of things in the year to celebrate that, and it's exciting that it's happening during an Olympic year, too, as well, right? So.
Oh, you know what? That's a really great point. I hadn't even thought of that. This makes it even more exciting. So, Ken, you've been working, it sounds like you've been working hand in glove for some time with Mike and Mary Kay Mordenga, Mike Mordenga, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. So, as you're transitioning into this exciting new role for 2024, I'm wondering if you've got any particular plans. You may not just yet, but we're hoping that if nothing else, I'm really serious about the 25-year anniversary. It'd be great to put a spotlight on that and if you wanted to celebrate it with the chamber and the community, we would love to do that with you.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely like to partner and come up with some ideas or kind of extend to you what my plans are. I know, again, being an Olympic year, it's always exciting because, and with the success of the U.S. gymnastics team recently, over the past couple of years, it's definitely a time where we like to just kind of let people know that we have gymnastics available here in the Greece area and know what their options are.
Yep.
Obviously our gym, I don't know if you're aware of our motto, but lifting kids up to excellence is what our motto is, and that's what Mike started 25 years ago. I don't intend on changing that at all because that goes beyond gymnastics, right?
Yep.
And so I'm looking forward to continuing to provide that for Rochester.
Well, that's great news. It'd be great to talk a little bit more about the Victors Gym and the specific services. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, about your story. How did you get involved in gymnastics? Oh,
well, that started back when I was 5 years old and decided to actually jump off of the roof. Yeah, a little fun porch that we had in the back of the house. And parents wanted to put me in something and was going to be Taekwondo, and the instructor actually recommended gymnastics. And kind of the rest was history. They wanted me to compete immediately, and I fell in love with it. I ended up competing all my life, even throughout college. And I was USA All-American, and really just it was a great transition in my life, something that I was able to connect to other people with that maybe I wouldn't have been able to. And I love the friendships that I built in the sport. I love the diligence it's given me, the ability to do goal setting, and it transpired in my professional career before I decided to come back into the sport. I was sales and marketing directors of various companies, and also decided to just make that change before I came to Victors and want to open up my own facility.
Well, how cool! So you were, if you started by, doing something perhaps not advisable, but that apparently you survived at the age of 5 and being flagged almost immediately as having gymnastics. How cool that somebody identified immediately that you had gymnastics talent and got you involved in a program. What a great story. You've really lived the story all your life, the gymnastics story. So tell us a little bit. I'm guessing a lot of our listeners also don't really know much about gymnastics and how a child as young as 5 could get involved. What are the opportunities?
Yeah, so actually a child as young as 1 year old. We actually have preschool classes.
Wow.
1 to 2 year olds.
Wow.
And then 3, 4-year-olds. And in the beginning, we like to teach those fine motor skills, kind of the body awareness at that young age is very helpful, especially when we offer classes that may involve your parent, at that young age as well. So kind of the parent gets the opportunity to explore the different movements. And then after that, we have our rec classes. We have girls and boys gymnastics. All the way through competitive team levels up until the end of high school. So there's a lot of opportunities in the sport, whether you decide to do something competitively or just recreationally.
Okay.
Like I said, we do want our athletes to learn more than just flips and skills, right? We want to teach them the goal setting, the ability to see how working through one thing, and I guess in the short word, saying progressions works in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's excellent. So it's a lot of fun.
It sounds
especially
wonderful.
when you get to meet kids where they're at.
Yeah. So no matter where kids are at, speaking of being, met where you're at, they could join the Victors Gymnastics and they would, be brought along, right? They don't have to be at a particular point if they're a particular age.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
It's funny. We just had a 16-year-old join the gym this year whose sister did the sport, and she had no gymnastics background, but she just loved watching her sister and said, "Hey, is it too late to join?" She joined, and actually she's competing this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, there's always opportunities, and again, that's what comes from our great staff. I mean, I really appreciate the staff that I'm taking on and being able to identify, like I said, where kids are at, because it's not like we're just trying to force anybody into being on team or anything like that. We just really want to give kids the opportunity to shine and feel successes and have a little bit of fun, right?
Right. So, is the instruction that's provided, is it group instruction, individual, a little bit of both?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. One of the things that we really strive for is to keep our class ratios low. So our instructors, it almost will feel like you have having that personal attention because we don't overload our class sizes. And if someone decides they'd like to take on private lessons or work on an individual skill set, you find that a lot with our tumblers and cheerleaders. Then they can make those arrangements as well with coaches.
That's great. So there are lots of opportunities and lots of modes. How about times? Times of day, do they vary as well? I imagine people have different schedules that need to be accommodated.
Yes. We actually try to fit the needs of as many school schedules as we can. I mean, we know that various schools obviously let out at different times throughout the year, and so we do make it a point to offer multiple of the same classes at different times. So whether that be like our girls' youth gymnastics class, right, which would be like our 5-6-year-olds, or our girls' gymnastics 7-year-olds, we have usually 2 to 3 classes throughout the day, and that's obviously almost every day of the week as well, excluding Sunday. And then Saturdays, we're open from 9 a.m. to 12.
Nice.
Well, 9, and then sometimes 1 o'clock if we are able to accommodate that extra class.
And where are you guys located again?
Yeah, we are on Ling Road, 675 Ling Road, Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Or Greece, New York.
In the town of Greece, right? Yeah, yes, in the town of Greece in Monroe County. Since our listeners are from all over the region, just to give them a little bit of a context there. But you don't have to live, you don't have to live in Greece to come to the Victors Gym, I'm sure, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I imagine your folks are pretty far flung. And you mentioned, the age of 1, which is unbelievable, all the way through high school. So what happens if somebody is more college level? Are you, maybe they have to go someplace else?
No. So if someone actually wanted to go from high school gymnastics into collegiate gymnastics, or or a college athlete, they could still work out with us if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you wouldn't compete as a collegiate gymnast here, mm-hmm. But we can definitely support that growth and that talent.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And now talk about the competitions, because it sounds like there are also, lay people like me, I'm aware of the Olympics, but obviously there's a lot on the road to the Olympics. So what sorts of competitions exist? I don't understand the structure here.
Yeah, sure. So there's 2 major groups of women's gymnastics. There's the Excel program as well as the developmental program. And with those programs, if someone were to say wanted to go the Olympic route, they would start in the developmental program and then work their way up and try to become an elite. Then the Excel program is a little bit less demanding of a schedule for those athletes that say, want to do multiple sports, or we have athletes that do theater as well, and so we can accommodate kind of the fluctuation with their school schedules throughout the year. Okay. So you can still have those competitive athletes and on that level that don't have to say, well, I have to pick or choose one over the other,
right?
Which is one of the great things. I wish they had that for me when I was younger. And that Excel program's relatively new in the gymnastics community, and it's been a lot of fun. But we travel all over for competitions.
Wow. Yeah.
We were just in Syracuse last week. We had a local meet this past weekend, which we did extremely well, and had a couple of all-around champions. And
that's great.
Actually, we'll be hosting a meet this weekend.
Oh, wow.
If anybody is interested in coming, it's just our boys meet. It's a single session meet that'll start at 12 o'clock at our gym. So.
That's great. So that's got to be fun for the kids, too. They may not all be, strictly speaking, kids, but I'm sure the vast majority of the students are actually, pretty young. So to go even just to Syracuse is kind of a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have a couple of away meets that we'll be attending this year a little bit further. We have one in Columbus as well as Erie, Pennsylvania. And then once you're in the competition season, if you qualify for, say, after states to regionals or Easterns or nationals, those can obviously be all over as well. We typically have girls that go out to Massachusetts for regional competitions.
Wow. Yeah.
This year, if our higher levels qualify, they'll be in North Carolina for nationals or Eastern nationals. So lots of opportunity for travel, too, which is fun.
Yeah, which is fun. And I just want to get back to the big point that you made, because I think I've heard this point made. It's an important point for the Victors Gymnastics and has been and will continue to be, and that is that this is about helping young people of a wide range of ages to gain mastery, right? To learn how to master something and get good at it, and to apply that process, which probably takes, diligence and hard work and, discipline and a certain amount of heart, maybe too. You tell us am I saying the right things?
Yeah, no, you definitely are. And in today's age, with everything right in front of us, it's sometimes it's difficult for I'd say our youth, in my opinion, to really identify with where their strengths might lie. With the fact of instant gratification and everything just being so instantaneous on our smart devices today. We try and kind of allow our athletes to take a step back. I said one of our commitments, student first, is that we put our students' needs, individual needs first, and then we create opportunities from there to have them learn, achieve, and grow.
Wow.
And then from there, we hope to bring success for life, right? We want them to have a lifetime of challenges and success, to prepare them for those challenges and success. successes, and let them know that success extends beyond just winning a competition.
What a wonderful vision that you guys have and mission. Before I let you go, Kenny, I'm sure there are folks listening who would like to get in touch and learn more. How would they do that?
Sure. Well, they can always reach us via our phone number, which is 585-663-4810. And they can also go on our website at www.thevictorsgym.com, where we have a handful of information, as well as giving our interested community members a chance to have even a free trial class. You'll be able to sign up for that right on our website. And then, again, they can always stop by, and we have a great observation deck at our gym. So if they ever just wanted to stop by and speak to someone at the front desk and observe a class, it's at 675 Ling Road, Greece, New York, 14612.
Wonderful. Ken Byrd, Executive Director, soon to be President and CEO of the Victors Gymnastics. Thank you so very much for joining us today on Business Voice.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Don't flip that dial.
Have you felt the Village vibe? It's that feeling of confidence, a swagger that's only found when you visit the Village at Unity. It's laughter and joy. It's knowing that, hey, they've got this. Because what the Village does better than anyone is to help solve your senior housing problems. From dining to transportation and programs to security, you can be sure that the Village has it. Come and feel the Village vibe. Visit thevillageatunity.com and discover what your senior living experience could be.
Depositing your money with Genesee Regional Bank helps strengthen the local community. That's because GRB lends its deposits so the community can grow and prosper. Genesee Regional Bank. Community banking, community building.
Visit grbbank.com. Member FDIC.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Parado Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. And I have a very special guy as my next guest, someone that maybe our listeners have heard in the past, right on WYSL, hosting his own show, Andrew Hollister, president and CEO of Simple Tech Innovations. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. And, we're going to certainly want to talk about Simple Tech Innovations and the great company that you started and run. And, of course, we'll want to talk a little bit about you. But I want to lead with congratulations on winning the 2023 Microenterprise of the Year award. Congratulations, Andrew. Big deal.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's it feels so great for all the hard work I've put in and all the hard work that my team has put in to be recognized, especially because sometimes in our industry it can be just a tad bit thankless when things are working. People really only think about the IT guy when there's a problem.
Yep.
So it was just so incredible for that hard work to be recognized and to share that with my team who, really, really deserve the recognition.
Yeah, well, you're all great. I say that, having some experience of all of you, obviously. And, I should make clear that the Microenterprise of the Year award, that the recognition, this is a Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce award that we give every year in partnership with our presenting sponsor, Genesee Regional Bank. They've been terrific. They've been our presenting sponsor since the beginning, and this was the 12th year. And, of course, there was also a Small Business of the Year award that went to Docs Facility Solutions, a different category, different size organization. But you guys, you just you did a beautiful job, I think, of explaining the arc of you starting out, I think, in your apartment, right? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and I started kind of young too, which is maybe unique. I started the company when I was 18, and
it's
all
very
I had
young. Oh my
was
gosh.
an apartment. I had zero business experience. I just had a lot of drive. I loved IT, loved computers. And so the apartment's all I had.
and did you have like a role model in the family, one of your parents, another relative, somebody else running a business? Where'd all that drive and confidence come from?
So that's kind of funny. The answer is no.
Really?
But what I did have was an uncle who introduced me to computers.
Oh, very nice.
So I got a taste for my passion at a young age because he did similar work. And when I would visit my grandparents, I had a chance to, kind of see what he was doing. And, he introduced me to this wild concept at the time, email, this idea that you could send a message from your home without leaving your home, without paper, to another person's home.
Yep.
And I remember asking him like 100 questions because I couldn't even wrap my head around how that was possible at the time. And now, fast forward, we do this with text message. We do it with all sorts of things. And it's almost considered just a normal part of life. Like you'd think, how would you live without it?
Yeah. Even those of us who remember before, because I think the world now has this great divide. Those of us who existed before the internet and those of us who are, really, really only think that the internet has always been there. But even those of us who've been around since the Stone Age, like me, we can't remember not hanging on to our cell phone era 24/7, which is really kind of crazy how used to this stuff we've become. And so you are the... you're really the heroes, you and your company, to a lot of small businesses. Talk to us about what you do for small business.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we do, we provide essentially a help desk to small businesses. And that was primarily what we did for many years. What's different about this year is not only do customers call us when their printer stops working, when the internet goes down, or maybe they have a new computer that they need for new staff, but this year, with major changes in state regulation, federal regulation, and artificial intelligence stepping into the picture, cybersecurity attacks and cyber threats have been up substantially, just way up. So our business made a major change this year. We kind of took things apart, put them back together, and although we still provide all the IT services that we always have, our major emphasis is on protecting people, protecting their networks, and ultimately protecting their customers through cybersecurity measures.
Wow. So I have to fess up that I'm ignorant. I didn't realize there were major changes to regulations, if not laws, that govern the IT industry and perhaps cybersecurity specifically. Can you just... It's probably a big loaded question, but
sure.
What's the 2 second?
Yeah. If we have about 4 hours, we can.
Exactly. I mean, what is it? Just that everything got more stepped up? I mean, what happened with the law?
So there's a few things. One is enforcement's becoming more common. So some of these laws existed well before. I'll name a few that are relevant here. So FTC safeguards came in on the federal level. That applies to mostly car dealerships, I would say. Okay. Those are the ones we're seeing the most often there. New York State DFS Part 500, which is a whole mouthful. And that applies to insurance brokers, property casualty, could be financial firms. That's been around since 2017, but they just made changes November 1st, and they went into effect December 1st. And there's more changes in April and next November, so definitely helping customers keep track of those regulations, make sure they're on board. And then the more broad sweeping one, I would say, is the New York State SHIELD Act, which was implemented a few years ago. And that applies to businesses as long as they have just one customer in New York State. And there's no, if you're under a certain size, it doesn't apply to you, or if you're much larger, there's no exemptions there on that law. But the bigger your business gets, the more the state expects out of you.
Wow. And so there's lots to wade through, but you guys can help a small business of any type wade through that. I mean, that's part of what you're offering.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're Simple Tech Innovations. We try to make it simple. And that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. So, I've always believed with this company, and the staff do too, that our customers make the most money when they're focused on what they're good at.
Yep.
And so we try to step in and take care of those technology issues so you can focus on making your business profitable.
But you don't just focus on cyber security, and you're not just there when somebody's in trouble, going back to what you do kind of day in and day out. So somebody can contract with you, right? For you to host their website, maybe develop their website.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we're not strictly reactive. In fact, the vast majority of our business model is proactive. So we typically maintain things and keep them from going down to begin with. Mm-hmm. And then we do have other things we provide as well, like web design. We do web apps as well. We've built apps to help customers reinvent their business and take it digital. We do web hosting. We do email work, Google Workspace, and Office 365 management. So, we do a lot, a very full encompassing solution, and we do try to be that single point of contact for customers so they have one person to call. And I think that makes a big difference in the customer service.
Yeah. And you really have you probably serve large businesses rather, as well as small, but you kind of have a sweet spot for small businesses, and you're relatively affordable, right? I mean, you're trying to to provide something to small businesses that they desperately need, and kind of at a price point that isn't going to make them walk away.
Exactly. Yeah. So our smallest customer has one computer and one employee.
Wow.
Our largest customer has thousands of employees and well over 300 machines.
Wow.
So we do cover a broad spectrum of customers, but I would say our sweet spot is definitely going to be that 5 to 50 computers for sure. And not that smaller we won't do. We absolutely have a ton of customers that are smaller, and we have more customers that are larger as well. But when you're in that spot, you're in a really good position where you need technology to grow to get to the next level.
Yep.
But you don't have the funds to hire somebody in-house.
Yep.
And that's where we really, really help customers thrive. And I'll say, and I think most people would say, we're not the cheapest in town, but we're definitely not the most expensive. We're pretty middle of the road. But I think where we really thrive is I don't think anybody has a solution like we do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's great. Now I want to talk about AI.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Earlier.
Yep.
It is the thing that's suddenly on the radar, right? Artificial intelligence, AI. It's not like I never heard the term before, but it seems as though every time I'm looking at my feed, AI is popping up. So what's going on with AI?
So, wow, there's another 6-hour conversation, right? So,
what's on you tell me what you think we need to walk away understanding.
Yeah. So what I think people need to walk away understanding about artificial intelligence is it sounds scary to some people and exciting to others.
Oh, that's true.
And it's both. It really is, because AI is incredibly powerful and can do amazing things for your business to help you grow. And but it can also do some pretty bad stuff as well. So with great power comes great responsibility. Ways that we see artificial intelligence doing incredible things are helping people read and understand their contracts. So I have fed contracts into ChatGPT and said, I don't understand what this clause means. Can you explain it to me like I'm, in 6th grade?
Yep.
And it will explain it to me, and I'm like, okay, now I understand what's required of me, or maybe what I don't agree with and what I'm not going to sign. Right. So that's really great. Ways it's been bad have been people have said, hey, can you write me a virus that can bypass anybody's antivirus on the market?
And
it's been able to do that. And this happened a few times this year. So you can see how you can have something so incredibly good and also kind of bad.
Yeah. I didn't know that, and I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm not. But I suppose I should have thought of it, that there would be things like that available out there. So I'm not surprised. So bottom line is, this is just the hot topic right now. Then this is a progression of something that's been coming. It's not. There's not something new per se that. Well,
it in some ways it's exponentially more powerful than anything we've ever seen before.
Okay.
And the way I'll say that is, it has better grammar than anybody and it's like wild, and you can ask it extremely complex questions and have conversations with it as if there was a person there.
Huh.
So it is very, very unique and very new, but I think one of the greatest advancements we're going to see out of this is not just better customer service, which we could all use,
right,
but there have been people using artificial intelligence to look at medical imaging.
Yep.
To detect problems with like heart plaque and other cardiovascular issues way, way ahead of like what we're able to now, and be able to more accurately diagnose things. So I think that one of the most amazing things we'll see about artificial intelligence is stuff that isn't really hitting the news.
Yep.
But our healthcare could become way, way better in terms of analysis of certain results, especially when it comes to like medical imaging.
Wonderful. So, Andrew, before I let you go, I'm sure there are folks listening who would love to learn more about Simple Tech Innovations and, of course, about you, Andrew Hollister, and how you might work for them. So tell us, how do they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the easiest way to reach us is just call us, pick up the phone. It's 585-222-TECH. That's TECH. Or what you can do, you can find us online, simpletechinnovations.com. And those are really the two best ways to get a hold of us. You can text us at that number as well. Just make sure you give us the full contact information so we know who you are. Occasionally we get a message, hey, I need help with my internet. I'm like, that's great. We'd love to help you. We just need a little more information.
Who are you?
Yep.
Mom, is that you?
Yeah. It could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
Yep,
That's
for
funny.
sure. So,
that's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love two things. One is that you've got really simple, like simpletechinnovations.com. Love it. Nice and clear and simple. And I love a tech company giving a phone number. Yay. Way to go.
Yeah.
And what was that? 222-TECH, TECH. 222-TECH, also a great number. Andrew, congratulations again to you and the entire team. Simple Tech Innovations 2023's Microenterprise of the Year award went to Simple Tech Innovations just last week. We're so proud of you and so impressed with what you and your team do. Andrew Hollister, President and CEO of Simple Tech, thank you for being here, and we hope that you come back and talk more about AI, because I have the feeling that we're going to have more and more questions. Thank you so much for being here today on Business Voice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Don't flip that dial.
Every life has a story. Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home takes pride in helping families navigate the path to telling their loved one's unique story. It's difficult to avoid sadness at a time of loss, but sharing stories, pictures, and personal items can lead to a path of healing as you remember how special they were. Bartolomeo and Prado certified celebrants help to create a meaningful celebration. If you are in need or want to learn more, contact Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home at 720-6000.
WYSL.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Homes. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber, and I have a wonderful new guest joining me here today, Nicole Nitti of Travelin Tom's Coffee of the Genesee Valley. Welcome, Nicole.
Hello, Sarah. It's very nice to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. So Travelin Tom's Coffee of Genesee Valley is a newer member of the Greece Regional Chamber. So I'm sure that our listeners would love to learn a little bit about the business and how it works and where you travel to, because it sounds like you're moving around.
Yes, we are a mobile. I want to say a food truck, but we're a mobile beverage vehicle, and we do have two trucks currently. We got our second truck this year, and we go to all different kind of venues. We do corporate venues. We go to schools, hospitals. We're at many of the festivals. We're at Rock Holiday right now.
Great.
Downtown. We do a lot of private events and many tournaments and things like that. What makes us kind of unique is the fact that we have what they call a micromatic in our trucks, which allows us to serve nitro energy and your nitro cold brew. So to picture it, it would almost look like when you go into a bar and they've got the bar tab, for your draft beers and things. That's basically what we have in ours, and we offer many other, from espressos to Americanos to lattes and
wonderful
hot chocolate.
Yep.
Many different products.
I didn't hear cappuccino, but I'm guessing that maybe that's on the list too.
Yes,
wonderful.
Definitely cappuccino.
Yep.
Definitely. Spice. People travel for our spice chai as well. The flavor is spectacular. That's what I love about our company. They strive to have the best product.
Oh wow! So talk about the company. I mean, is the company big and this is a franchise operation? How does that work?
It is a franchise operation. It's a sister company to our original business, which is Kona Ice of Genesee Valley.
Oh, wonderful.
So in order to get into Tom's, you would originally have to be in Kona. So we have, and as soon as our founder, Tony Lamb, when he came out with the coffee truck, I was in. I knew that was that was going to be the next step. We have the 3 Kona trucks, but I'm not year round with Kona.
Right.
And in order to grow, you need staff and you need to be year round. And coffee was an absolute need, I think, in Rochester. We don't have,
Yep.
So what we've been doing.
Yeah. And so are the coffee trucks or the hot beverage trucks, are they located someplace when they're not being, hired out for a specific event? Like if I wanted to try the hot beverage samplings, how would I do that?
We're looking that. Well, see, that's the thing. Since we're such a new company, relatively new company, we're still trying to find places that would like us to park there. You know what I mean? So because we do have downtime. We're in between, and sometimes going from one event, you might have a couple hours before our next event. So that's what we're looking for, places that people would like us, that they've got walking traffic, people are around, because it adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, of course it does. It sounds wonderful to me. And that's great. I think it's great for our listening audience to hear that you are, interested in and open to having a conversation about, not just being hired for a particular event, but being able to have a regular presence, maybe on somebody's property, especially if they've got either a lot of employees or a lot of walking traffic, or even driving traffic for that matter. During especially these months, the months where, like you said, Kona Ice is not, this isn't a Kona Ice month. Yeah.
And it adds to, the experience. Some of the places that have commented, they've had us come in and they said, what's nice though is because as people are walking around, they can have a hot beverage and enjoy that experience of being around. And so we add to and bring people in.
Oh yeah,
to the experience.
No, I can completely see that, and encourage people to stay longer too, because if you get thirsty, there's no reason to leave. And do you do any I know that we've been talking about hot beverages, but does Travelin Tom's Coffee of Genesee Valley, does it offer any cold beverages? Can you do iced coffee?
Yes, we do iced coffees. We do Tommy Palmer's. We've got fantastic lemonade. We have a nitro energy drink that's spectacular.
Wow.
So we've got, so you got your nitro cold brews. We really cover the whole gamut.
Yep, and the whole year. I mean, that means that you could be very, very appropriate for any event, any time of the year. That's awesome. So, and did I hear you say that you have, is it 3 trucks that you have for Kona?
I have 3 trucks for Kona, and we have the 2 trucks for Travelin Tom.
And how long have you been doing, both of them, each of them?
Well, with Kona, this is our 13th year.
Okay.
That's a long time. And with Travelin Tom, this is our 2nd year.
Oh, wow. How exciting. So it's a relatively new offering. And is the majority of the way that you're going to engage with certainly our listening audience and business, would it be that they would give you a call because they want to have you come out and, offer hot beverages for an event or a festival or even a corporate event?
Absolutely. So I have my email that I can give you, and I can have the number that they can call if they want to reach out and ask any questions.
Oh, yeah. So, Nicole, if people are interested who are listening, how do they get in touch with you? Let's say those numbers.
No problem. All right. So our phone number that they can reach us at is 585-566-2866. And that number is good for Travelin Toms and Kona. It'll be the same number for both of them. And then you can reach out to us via email at travelingtomscoffee@gmail.com.
Wonderful.
So it's all one word, Travelin Toms Coffee.
And is it Travelin with just an N, or does it have a G? No G at the end, right?
No G. No G.
Travelin Toms.
Correct.
Beautiful. All right. And are you you're the owner, Nicole?
I am the co-owner. My husband and I we own the businesses together. How
lovely. That's really fantastic. And you said you've been doing the first one for 12 years, so you guys have been doing this for a long time. You're really old. You're old hands at this. You're pros.
We originally got involved to teach our children how to run a business inside and out. So from the ground up, because we have 5 children.
Oh my goodness!
So this has been a great learning tool for all of us included.
Oh, and I imagine a great bonding tool as well.
It's fantastic.
Some people, they go to the movies to do a family fun night, and or they play games, which is also wonderful. But you guys really, you really brought the family together in a big way, and what a wonderful thing you're doing for the community, because I really love. I love the particular trucks that you've got, the particular offerings, and I'm a big fan, as you might have figured out, of coffee and cappuccino, of the hot beverages. So we're delighted that you joined the Greece Regional Chamber, delighted that you're traveling all over our community. I hope people listening will give you a call. And I'm really hopeful that you will also come back and talk to us some more. Nicole Nitti. Oh, thank you. Nicole Nitti, owner of Kona Ice, but also of Travelin Toms Coffee. Thank you so much for being here with us here today on Business Voice. Oh, you are so welcome. I think we're just about out of time here today on Business Voice. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, President and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Bartolomeo and Parado Funeral Homes. And I very much want to thank our guests, Mike Matteo, Village at Unity, Ken Byrd, the Victors Gymnastics, Andrew Hollister, Simple Tech Innovations, the 2023 Microenterprise of the Year, and, of course, Nicole Nitti of Travelin Toms Coffee of the Genesee Valley. Until next time, be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.